Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat, chit-chat, chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat, chit-chat, chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat, chit-chat, chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat, chit-chat, chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat, chit-chat, chit-chat with QT. Hey, cuties. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. Hey, Deshonda. What up, sis? Trending. Hey, little sis. Hope you're doing well. Shout out to you guys. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit the like button for me on your way in. That is a form of support. It'll keep me in the algorithm, and really it just lets me know that you guys rock with your girl. It's a power hour, so you guys know my time is limited. I have about 10 pages of notes from from the episode, child. Hey sis, Pink Diva in the building, Aunt Debbie in the building. Aunt Debbie, I saw where you said that you're feeling better. We love to see it. Aunt Debbie, let me tell you something about a combo Pink Diva and I had yesterday via text. Pink Diva, I'm gonna put you on blast, child. Pink Diva said that she got lit Friday night, and I told her I was lit in that Let Loose lounge. I said, I think it was Teresa that bust me out, child. I tried to play it off. Baby, that Tito's, ooh, child, snuck up on me. Do you hear me? So we both said, Pink Diva said, I'm going to be in Aunt Debbie's live Monday, child. I said, I'm going to be in it too, girl. Aunt Debbie, we need you. We need you, baby. Teresa bust my arse out. Do you hear me? I tried to play it off, child. I poured a little bit too much Tito's. Next time I need a clear glass. I was drinking out of tumbler, child, and I must have been heavy-handed. But anyway, shout out to the Cutie crew and the Patroni Cuties. The Let Loose Lounge was awesome as always. Yes, I'm snitching, sis. Yes, I am snitching on your behind. Girl, it was a hot mess. I got my composure back at the end, child. They didn't know, but I got up and got me a couple bottles of water. You hear me? Teresa, you ain't right. It was Teresa who bust me out talking about, chit-chat, what are you drinking? Hilarious. Hilarious. But we had an excellent time. Cutie crew, don't forget our members only live is Wednesday. And I will put the Hot Topics post up tomorrow. Also, I may be back tonight. I am going to try to start getting into more of the Hot Topics in the evening. Were you, Deshonda? Deshonda say she was lit the whole weekend, child. Turning up with family. Look at Too Blessed for you. Too Blessed is your fault. It's your fault. You always come in here and you want that doggone Cat Williams. And when Cat Williams is turning up his drink, that make all of us want to turn up off as well. But you said, good afternoon, sis, at Chit Chat and Cutie Crew. Cat Williams and I are in the bushes, ear hustling and doing house chores. Love you all and have a blessed day. Thank you so very much, sis. I appreciate you. I really, really do. Thank you for the super chat. Let me go ahead real quickly. I'm gonna put my little ignorant guy that I like up here.
Thank you, boo boo. Thank you, and I got my money, boo boo.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, before I continue to look at these doggone comments, child, everybody was lit this weekend. Who was that said they was lit? Oh, Snatch by Diego. You were lit for Pride here in Ohio. Look, it was a lit weekend. It was a lit weekend. I went out Friday night and, I was just sipping. But, baby, that Let Loose Lounge ain't nothing to play with at all. At all. But I enjoyed myself. Shout out again to those of you that support in that manner. We gonna go ahead, guys, because I didn't already. Somebody said, child, she didn't even respond the other day. Somebody sent me a message. And look, I respect folks' opinions. But did I take a screenshot? I've been on one. Yeah, I'm not gonna put her name up here. Let me see if she in the chat. But she told me the other day, takes too long to talk about something. Amen. And I said, start you a channel. Amen. People don't even want you to recognize your supporters and people that take the time out to look at your videos and they are part of your memberships and all of that. S Ridge. I'm just gonna say your first initial. S Ridge. But anyway, yes, a trending. You know what I mean? If you see that I'm yapping in the beginning, go ahead and fast forward, chat. Go ahead and fast forward. It's the audacity for me. But Cutie Crew, and then I am gonna get started. Again, hot topics will be up the post tomorrow, and my topic is the delusion of grandiose. I want us to discuss the delusion. Okay, we'll chat about it. But let's go ahead and get into this recap. So hopefully I can have some time left to chat with you guys. This is my live recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 7, Love and Lockup. And I'm not sure why they chose that title name for this episode. It could have been, when they were discussing Martell. They ain't got to be in the live. That's what a replay. Thank you, Snatchback Diego. And last week wasn't a week for me. I acted totally out of character. And child, I'm manning my business. But again, I'm not sure why they chose the name, but it is what it is. I put Tisha'S Deplorable Drunkenness. That could have been a good title, as well as Male Checks Marsau. But the episode started back off. It continued with Nell's party. And again, it was the liquid courage of Tisha. So her and Stormy were still going at it, and her and Nell were still going at it. Tisha was on one, but Stormy was snapping at Tisha, and she said that, tell me what you meant when you said, go ahead and pop some pills somewhere. Tisha said, you know what I heard. You know what I said. But then she went right on into not getting an invitation. And that wasn't she went right on to getting an invitation from Stormy. And Tisha, that wasn't the question. You told her to go pop some pills somewhere. And that's what she asked you. And Tisha skipped right on over that. Somebody let Wanda know. Stormy called Tisha a chihuahua. How does Wanda say it? A chihuahua, a sha, I don't know, child, something. But Stormy called her daughter one. Wanda been using that for quite a while out in these streets. But anyway, Nell said, look, either y'all like each other or you don't. And Tisha said, I don't. So Nell tells Tisha that, why you showing your ass? And why, if you don't like her, don't show your ass up at that Lovers and Friends of Stormy's event. And Tisha said, well, I already RSVP. Nell looked crazy. I look crazy because, girl, what? You making this big fuss and you already RSVP. Trending, you like this picture, Tisha, baby? She was on one. Do you hear me? But Nell felt the same way. She said, you doing all this and you already RSVP. But Nell told Tisha right. She said that Tisha was aggressive. Tisha was on 10. And Tisha was approaching everybody like she was crazy. The lie detector determined that that was not a lie. Tisha walked in the door lit. But I think that is the real reason why Marsau checked Tisha later on in the episode, because we know that Tisha said it was in front of everybody. We just didn't see it. They edited that part out, and I wish that they wouldn't have. But I think he checked her because he know that shit could have got real. Stormy could have snapped off, popped off. Nell could have. Everybody could have. It was just a hot, deplorable mess. Do you hear me? Hey, Lady Virgo. But Tisha tells Nell that we going to talk about you and I. And Nell said, oh, we standing on business. And Tisha basically said that she's not with faking the funk. She's not with the bull shiznit. And basically, she did not like Nell saying that she was her mentor. I think that Tisha felt like Nell was signing her. You know what I mean? She felt like Nell should have checked the fan. Nell said she not with that fan shit. And Tisha said, well, you responded. And Nell said you should have responded. And Tisha said she not with the fan shit. So if you're not with it, why you want her to be with it? I don't get it. But what else, child, in this? When it comes to the mentor, Tisha said that, this is not a mentor and mentee relationship. And I felt like Nell was really just saying in a way that since she's older, she sort of wants to lead by example and be there for the younger folks. Tisha wasn't having it. And, all the cussing and everything else, it just tripped me out because Nell's kids was there. Child, couldn't be me. It really, really couldn't be me. There was no respect. And Nell Fletcher ended up telling Tisha, look, I felt blindsided by this whole thing. And she should have. I think everybody did. But we get to Courtney, Stormy, and Marsau, and they're talking. And Stormy basically thought that they all were good. She said that her behavior at the reunion, or Tisha's behavior, Stormy said she didn't warrant that. She didn't do or say anything to Tisha for Tisha to pop off the way that she did. Marsau said that Tisha and Stormy both had stuff to say. And I just tried to remember back. And even in that case, I think it was Tisha that started that as well. She was saying that the Huntsville streets were talking. That's when she told Stormy, pay your invoices. You owe everybody. And let us remember that this whole exchange started over $100 from that expo. $100. Marsau, Tisha knows Stormy had $100. Okay. And that's when she also said, that Stormy pops pills. But Marsau said that since they were arguing, he didn't think that getting an invite to the event was cool. And if that's the case, damn, just don't go. It don't even have to be all of this. If you guys did not want to go, you could have either not responded with RSVPing, or you could have sent Stormy a text message in advance and say, look, we're not in the space, and yeah, we won't be there. Courtney said to Marsau, you just taking up for your wife. And basically, it's not that deep. Marsau said that Stormy and Tisha are not friends. Courtney said, and Stormy said, yeah, that's because of Tisha. And, Marsau just kept saying, it's weird. It's just weird getting that invitation. And Courtney said, it's only weird for people that have a problem, meaning Tisha and Marsau. And Courtney said they invited them because, they really wanted to move forward. Now, when it comes to accountability, Marsau could have taken some as well, because he did go and approach Stormy in a way at that expo that was sort of out of pocket. I said then that this man is married, and he could have had Tisha go over there and ask Stormy about that $100. So, he giving his whole spiel and lecture, to Tisha. He could have done the same damn thing. But Maurice, with his big head arse, came on over there and broke up the conversation, and all I could say is thank you. Thank you. All of this for that. Well, what was next? The next scene, child, was Courtney, Martell, and Chris Fletcher. They decided to go and meet up and throw a football around for the sake of the scene. Martell, child, these M's. Martell said, y'all would pick this, and it's cold outside. But basically, I'm going to hit this and quit it real quick. Martell was still talking about folks picking sides. Still. He's tripping that Nell picked the male as far as the birthday party. Look, Carlos, thanks to the recent events that's been going on with Kenya Moore, Carlos should have picked Mel as well. And guess what? If he had done that, everybody else wouldn't have to pick sides. Okay? They shouldn't pick sides anyway based off of the arrest. And the conviction was after these scenes, so I ain't going to trip on that. But yeah, based off of the arrest. Believe women. They, anytime they know that the fans out here doing this and doing that, they know everything that went on that led up to Martell's arrest and the subsequent conviction. But anyway, Chris Fletcher said that they missed Martell and Nell's party, and then in comes the innocent man again. He just don't understand why he wasn't invited. Courtney sat there and act confused and said, oh, is it because of Mel? Is it because of Mel being there? And Courtney again, it was about the arrest. Okay, quit downplaying it. All of them. How about being real, Chris and Courtney, and ask Martell about the arrest? And then after he tell them the true details, then say, oh yeah, I see why your ass wasn't invited. And also say, I see why you were arrested. Can we get some reality in this reality TV? Yes, Bonnie, I'm going to go ahead and start this, and we'll get to that once we get to Mel and Marsau, excuse me. But this is what I didn't like what Chris Fletcher said, child. Chris said both Mel and Martell does stuff. I'm not ignorant, okay? And I'm just not out here slanging and banging. But everything that I've seen, and the majority of the fan base have seen, is Mel responding to something Martell has said or done. So I can't stand when folks start in the middle. Don't start in the middle. Start at the beginning. What did you do that led up to that? Okay? So, yeah, I don't know. I think Martell got some shit on Chris. That's just me. Because this man has disrespected his wife several times. And he still, in my opinion, is on Martell's side. But Martell had the Destiny child in Wanda's voice. The audacity to say there's never an issue when me and Mel are together. Anybody else just look crazy at the screen? we were doing a live watch party on Let Loose Lounge, and I just had to look crazy. There's never any issues. I can't. I'm not. I was about to, I really wanted to do a compilation of just a couple things, and there's several to choose from. But Martell ain't about to play in my face. I ain't about to waste my energy. We've seen issues on screen. Did you get to see the Sarah Miss and Classy combo order? What's that trending? I did not. In honor of my daddy, I was off yesterday off of YouTube. The Sarah Miss and Classy combo. What is that? Please put it in here. Sarah Miss. Hold on, child. Sarah trending. You ain't about to do this to me. Put it in the comment section. Somebody. What does that mean? And thank you, Angela. No compilation needed. Girl, now. Trenda said that was Wanda's fast food order. Somebody, oh my God, somebody did mention that in Let Loose Lounge, but they didn't give me the details. Was this the one at the KFC? What is a Sarah Miss? Is that Sierra Miss, child? Ooh, child. Lord. Trending. Lord have mercy. Look, the Cutie crew is messy, and they mentioned, I think it was Kim K or Brittany Janae in here. Somebody mentioned a Sierra Miss Classy combo. Girl, back. Well, look, we deciphered motherless child. We've been trying to figure out what motherless is for the whole weekend. I cannot. My big sister called me like, what is motherless? And I had to go through the whole doggone TikTok live of mail. Had nothing to do with Wanda. Okay, let me get back into this. But anyway, Martell said Nell be in his ass and that everybody will find out about Mel. And when they do, he don't want to hear it. When they do, he don't want to hear. And look, that has been Martell's goal since the show, since Mel decided to leave his ass. He want people, he keeps talking about picking sides, and he want people to look and find something to go ahead and say Martell was right. He is so immature to me. My goodness. But Courtney said, look, two adults should be able to talk. And yeah, maybe Courtney, if there wasn't that whole revenge P thing, maybe Courtney, if the bird wasn't out here saying, she would have released it if Martell wasn't in that video. And Courtney, if you're not on YouTube, we know Stormy is on YouTube, so y'all know. So yeah, two people can't talk when it gets to that level. Let's not forget the olive branch that Mel extended to Martell when they went to Destin and all of that. So anyway, Courtney ended up asking Martell if he would still do the event. Martell said, I'm not in shape anymore, but I guess he will. That's that on that. That's that on that. 505 of you watching, please hit the like button for me. I'm trying to move, child. Trying to move on. Then we get to Tisha and Marsau, this whole accountability thing. Tisha said, it starts off with her saying that she's just been mommying, being a wife, mom, and business owner. And she said it's challenging. They talked about their different projects in quotation marks. And Tisha said that, she really didn't want to work with Kimmy and Maurice because she don't want them to get back in that bad place where they were. And that bad place was really Kimmy telling the truth about Tisha. Kimmy said that hell no. Well, maybe that's just me saying the hell no part. But Kimmy did say that she would not be Tisha's friend if she was not married into the family. Okay. But that's why she really don't want to go into, not go into business with them, but don't want them to take that bid or whatever the case may be. Marsau said they will see, as long as they ain't go the way they should, it shouldn't be any problems. They spoke about their Black Expo in Atlanta. And this is something that I found interesting. They invited Mel to come out and speak. They tried to secure her. They said that their team reached out to Mel's team, but Mel had a prior engagement and she declined. Now, look, I ain't even got to get too much in that. They know that every damn thing that Mel told them at that first expo was correct. They know that Mel has star power. And they know that if Mel would have been on that panel or a part of that expo in Atlanta, it would have been a sold out crowd. Now, I didn't try to go back and put pieces together and see if Mel was, did she have a gig or not? But she did decline. Marsau said that he's trying to keep a positive outlook. What else? Oh, they spoke about Marsau's comments about Martell to the news outlets, and Tisha let him know that, Mel want to speak to you about this. They sat there and played victim child and said people constantly want to put the Scots down and put the Scots in things. But Marsau said that God got them. He said, even when it comes to Mel and Martell, divorce, Tiffany and Lou, a whole bunch of crap. Kiki and Amin, a whole bunch of crap. And you all aren't innocent in this, okay? And I think, you all are holding on when it comes to marriage because of your wife, Marsau. So just because y'all considered to be the last men and women standing, that don't mean nothing. But he mentioned the liquid courage. We didn't hear the people at Nell's party, the cast, say that to Tisha, but a lot of us have been saying it. And Tisha said, look, I just don't want to be a nice girl anymore. And that's when they got into the whole accountability. And Marsau said that, she don't take accountability and she never holds herself accountable. And Tisha is very defensive. And when she does, she just, her default is being defensive instead of just listening to what people are saying, taking it in and being accountable. Hold yourself accountable. But Tisha said that Marsau calls her out about every mistake. Marsau said that he don't. He said it's only every now and then he will call her out. He said that there is a chance for her to learn. In the end, this whole discussion, the man said he gonna do what he want to do. Tisha said it. And she said, so if not, you just not gonna communicate? And he told her to her face, no. And we'll just sweep it under the rug. Then the man said something like, see you later, T. So basically, it is his way or the highway. Now, I don't know. Let me just go ahead and go past that. But just the way that he calls her T, the way that he came in, it's coffee time. Coffee normally is in the morning. And then after this exchange, he walked right back on out the door, child. It is what it is. That's their thing. Now, I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me with this, but I love this whole exchange until the end. I really, really did. When it comes to Mel and Stormy sitting down together, it wasn't fake. It wasn't fake. A lot of these scenes this season, in my opinion, have been overproduced and they're just fake. But Mel and Stormy met up. They exchanged their pleasantries. They talked about the podcast. They talked about Sonny and Moses. And Stormy said that Sonny's energy was just stank. And, she said that she couldn't be that abrasive. They also spoke on Tisha'S exchange at Nell's party. Stormy said she didn't see that it would be a big deal inviting them to her event because they are supposed to be allegedly this couple in Huntsville. And that's why she did it. It's the way that she said that for me. Like, are they really? Or is it just for the camera, child? But they also said that Tisha was just ready to, Mel was like, yeah, Tisha was just on one and she was ready to fight. And Stormy's like, no, she was fighting with herself. Mel said that Tisha was very hyper, and she was. And this, Wanda, if you listening, is when Stormy called your daughter a chihuahua child. Ooh, child. That is Wanda's word. Wanda say sure, sure, sha, something. But Stormy called Tisha a chihuahua and said that she's childish, and she was at that doggone birthday party. She really, really was. Child, Lady Virgo, I don't know who mentioned it in Let Loose Lounge, but I remember somebody saying about her ordering at KFC. Girl, I know the people just said, drive on up to the window. Let us try to decipher this down. But anyway, they spoke about Stormy's event, and it seemed like Mel was excited. She asked her if it was formal or if it was going to be informal, and what do you want us to wear? And that's when Stormy, in my opinion, I don't think it was that deep for Mel. But again, I just saw the energy drain out of Mel when Stormy let Mel know that, yeah, I know it's a lot going on with you and Martell. I really don't want to ask about it, but I did ask him to be a model. And at that time, from my point of view, Mel checked out quickly and she said, oh, okay, no problem, no problem. And she just said that she would not come. And in her confessional, she said, wherever Martell is, Melody won't be. And I don't blame. I will give Stormy her props. She said that she didn't want Mel to be blindsided. And as I mentioned, that scene was real. Now, for me, as a woman, I really wish that Stormy would have had Mel's back in that moment. We're not going to act like the man was just arrested for nothing. They had to have had the proof in order to do that. And I also thought, could this be produced, that part? Let's get Martell. He wasn't able to go to Mel. So, Stormy, you invite him to your event. Was that done by Carlos and the producers? But I don't know if I'm going to continue to feel the way that I felt, but it was a natural exchange to me when it comes to Mel and Stormy. And you can tell at one point they were cool, And I hate that whatever has happened. I think it started with petty, but it is what it is. We'll see when it comes to this girls trip, if Stormy was involved. Beatles, you said production. I think so too. I think that if Stormy had, I don't want to say had a choice because it was her event, but the event is filmed for this show, and I think it was production as well. B-List said production. What's next, child? The awkwardness of Trisha is gone, baby. The awkwardness of Trisha is gone. Baby, did you guys see how lively Trisha was with Martell Holtz? Look at her face. Look at his face. I don't know if I want to call it chemistry, but I tell you one thing, she perked up. She been dry with everybody else, even Ken, but not Mr. Martell Holtz at all. But they met up at the gym, and you guys know that Trisha said, which is weird to me, Stormy asked her to train Martell. She said yes. Again, this is production based for me because she got a whole swole arse man, and a man should be training Martell. And a man, especially if he had a problem with Martell's exchange with his girl, Ken should have been training Martell. But they spoke about the event. Before they got that, Trisha said, well, let me reintroduce myself to you. And, that's the whole thing. She had a problem with Martell acting like he didn't know her. Martell was trying real hard not to look at her body, child. He tried, but he wasn't successful. They also spoke on something interesting. They spoke on Marsau, once working with her soon-to-be ex-husband, I guess. And Martell snitched. Now, I'm assuming that Marsau was married when he worked at that company, but Martell bust him out and said Marsau has several women at that job, and he would have gotten Trisha too. Trisha said, no, sir. No, sir. But will Marsau come out and say anything? Was Marsau married at that time? Martell was dry snitching. Finally, when it comes to what we know these men been up to, allegedly. But Trish was like, "No, I'm a tough girl. That ain't gonna happen." All of that. Then they spoke on Chris Fletcher, and Trisha said that Chris is her mom's cousin, and then Martell looking goofy as hell. Even that part to me was made up because he was laughing and turning his head and trying to remember his lines, in my opinion. But he said, "Oh, yeah, Chris sort of, told me about you." He was really insinuating that Chris wanted to hook him up with Trisha. Trisha was puzzled by that. She wanted to know what was said and all of that. She spoke about it in her confessional. And girl, again, this is made up, okay? Because you said you was related to Nell Fletcher. Now you're related to Chris Fletcher. I just can't. But she then asked him why he wasn't at Nell's party. And this is something that she said that I felt like was just a lie. Because I remember Kimmy asking her questions as well as Mel. But Trisha took that time, child, to say, and yeah, Mel was grilling me. Anybody in the comment section, do you guys, first of all, let me say this. We're talking about some scenes that may be produced or not. Let us not forget that Mel is an executive producer. So, I didn't consider it grilling, but yeah, you knew. And we want to know what's going on. Are you divorced? Are you married? Are you living with your boyfriend or whatever? Those are not even the questions that Mel asked, but it wasn't grilling. And as I mentioned, Kimmy asked a couple questions as well. So I think, again, in a produced scene, they had Trisha to go and throw that in there so it could look like Trisha got a problem with Mel and Martell want Trisha. Just a mess. Carlos, get some new writers or a new show. Just a mess. But they go ahead and get into the side chick conversation. And look, dude is just so happy. Thank you, Trending, because I didn't either, little sis. I didn't either. She did not grill. She did not grill Trisha. She did not. Okay, Deshonda said Mel had a event. Oh, that's when she was in Dothan. Got you. A time where that's when Marsau was put on blast too. Remember, by the other people that said that it was their idea for the expo. But let me move on. Martell is just happy to be talking about sad chicks and sad dudes, child. And they started talking about Nell Fletcher. And Martell said Nell Fletcher started this sad chick thing. And again, Chris Fletcher ain't gonna say nothing. Chris Fletcher ain't gonna say nothing. The man said that Nell Fletcher started the sad chick thing. Then he took the time to say, yeah, Mel. Mel said she was separated too, and she had a whole sad dude. Victim Martell. But he asked Trisha if Ken was a sad dude. She said no. They spoke about, well, on paper, she just started, trying to say, well, it is, but no, we're not married. I mean, we haven't been with each other. I've been dating Ken for 2 years. And he's not a sad dude. Martell said Ken is a sad dude. What else? He said that when I see you at Trisha said, when I see you at Stormy's event, don't act like you don't know me. I'm over it. I am. But yeah, sad dude, sad chicks. Where is the child? The man is ecstatic. He said, everybody do their thing. I don't think everybody do their thing, sir. Especially not like you were doing yours. But this is what he gonna say later on.
We got side chicks, side dudes, side chicks, and side chicks.
Y'all see how happy he was? So yeah, he is ecstatic that these the narrative is now Ken, sad dude, Nell Fletcher, sad chick. That's that on that, that's just that on that. But we're going to go ahead and get into the showdown, baby. The showdown. It was another scene that I loved. I really, really do. For now. I really, really like the exchange of Martell So, and Melody Cherie. But before I get into that, if you guys have not hit the like button, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. Shout out to 705 of you that's joining me. And then if I have some time after I give my recap on this, I'll read a couple comments. But join me tonight. We're going to have a late night live, hot topics. I'll go over the topics if I got some time before we leave. But the big showdown, baby. Before I even get into this, let me get this comment. Dolores say Stormy playing dirty by way of CK. D said, in my opinion, the meeting with Mill and Stormy was produced by Stormy. I don't think so. She was at the podcast. She knew how Mill felt about being around Martell. Oh, that's a good point. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to read this last comment. Trisha's smile is bigger with Martell than with her almost fiance. Her face lit up like a Christmas tree when she saw old Marty Ma. You not lying, Shirley. You not lying. But look, I got a couple screenshots that I took of this exchange. Mel and Marsau. We got this. We got this one. We got her facial expression right here. We got this one right here. We got this right here. And then we got this right there. Dude ain't never showed these facial expressions with Tisha. And I get into why. But Mel and Marsau met up and, you know, they exchanged their pleasantries. Mel came in. She asked him how the expo went. She told him, congratulations. She also let him know, you know, I had a gig. She did ask them, did you guys do a panel as well as sponsorship? And Marsau said yes. Hey, Winter. Shout out to Winter Womanland. Thank you, Winter, for joining me. Shout out to all the content creators in the building. Thank you, Winter, for stopping through. Winter, I watched your video with I get them confused. Is it Irena or Ashley? One of them. I think that's Ashley. Quick's wife. I watched part of that late last night. Good live. Winter, I know you had to, and I gotta really hurry up because I got 15 minutes. But Winter, it was Ashley. Okay. I really hate that you left the show, but I get it and I understand why. Because I just feel like, especially with hearing what, you know, just your what you had to say, and Ashley, you know, you are a part of that show. I have to discuss that at another time, but excellent video. Ashley was puffing on her hookah chow. It was just good. It was down home, down to earth, all of that. But Mel asked Marsau, you know, hey, did you guys have a panel? Did you guys have sponsorships? And we know that at the first expo, that was her suggestion to them. They took it, but Tisha tried to act like it was her idea. Anyway, they did take her advice this time, and I'm glad that they did. Again, it was just a great conversation and exchange. And I know a lot of us feel like, based off of the other happenings, you know, Marsau can be bogus, but I really, really do. And I said this in the Let Loose Lounge. They really do give brother and sister vibes, you know, as far as friends at times. But Mel said, you know, she met up with Tisha and Kimmy, and, you know, she really just decided, or all of them did, that they are not going to hold on to things. And then they got into the statement that Mr. Marsau made to the media. And Mel disagreed with it. And she said that, you know, she didn't know why he needed to make a statement at all. Marsau said, and I think this is a lie, just me. He said that, you know, the news was circulating and, you know what? They thought it was me. He said something about the MAR. Ain't nobody came to you talking about, well, we heard a MAR was arrested. It was either Marsau or Martell. So I think that was game, and Mel peeped it, and she ain't fall for it either. But he said that, look, the only thing that I said was I was praying for all parties involved. And Mel was like, again, you didn't have to say anything. She said it wasn't, Mel said denying it was one thing, but talking to the media is another. And she said you could have said nothing, just like I have when people come to me about you all's lawsuits, this, that, and the other. Marsau then tells her, well, it was really a personal friend that reached out to me. My friend works at the station. And Mel said, oh, okay, personal friends. And she said, look, I got friends that ask me about you all stuff as well. But she said, what did they ask you? You guys see the phone in his hand. And she said, let me see it. Marsau said that, started stuttering and everything. And he said something about, well, I did say something at the bottom. And what he said at the bottom was bogus. So he then tried to clean it up, though. He said, well, read it. But I did say something at the bottom. So you guys see the message on the screen. And he said, I've heard the unfortunate news, and my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved in this terrible situation. For real, though, free Martell. Free Martell. Mel looked at his arse like this, and she said, what the fuck is wrong with you? You said you didn't know what happened, but you text the news anchor free Martell. He starts stuttering again, child. Like I said, I've never seen Tisha have her own husband quiet like this. Number one, to those that were in the Let Loose Lounge, no, that was my live on Saturday, child, when I mentioned these analogies that Marsau makes. But yeah, Mel clocked her. And you know what? This is when she said, you know what? No, free effing Tisha. Baby, I loved it. I loved it. She left Marsau sitting there looking just like this. Again, in my opinion, he's not used to this. We got Wanda out here basically saying it don't matter what the man do. Your ass better stay married. You better stay married. Tisha got a husband. Tisha got a husband. And that's why we've never seen Marsau with nothing to say. Nothing to say. So I love that at the end. That's how it ended. I did like the scene. And again, it just made me think how good this show could be without the convict that is Martell Hope. Mel could possibly date. Not saying it got to be something serious or whatever, but just imagine the exchange if that were to happen and the grilling from the cast and all of that. In my opinion, and naturally she can do a whole lot more if Martell wasn't on the show. And I just think it'll be a totally different dynamic. I think that because of Carlos, people are walking around on eggshells. And they shouldn't be scared to pick a side because we know we're going to hear that later from Mel. Look, it's time for folks to pick a side. We also know that Shanita Foster said that, yeah, they need to pick a side. And stand on y'all shiznit. Stand on business. Pick a side. Marsau sort of was down with it when he sat down with Dustin. But, it would be nice to see her right on this show. That's it on that. It's to be continued. So the next episode will continue with Mel and Marsau. What else? In that's when Marsau will tell Mel that her fans are crazy and deplorable. And I just got a quick question. Are the fans crazier than his crazy arse brother? Can somebody let me know? That man been out here for years stalking, harassing Mel and Miss Van right on Instagram. And guess what? We haven't heard them check him, but they want Mel to check her fans. Or how about the mom-in-law? How about Wanda? So it's a destiny for me in Wanda's voice. And Mel told his ass, hold up. I think that's what she had this for. Hold up. You want me to control people that I don't know when your mother-in-law has been calling me all types of biatches? And guess what? Mel ain't lying. Because for those of us that were able to either listen in on Wanda's audio, or if you watched, I ain't watched, I listened in, then you know she did just that this weekend. Called Mel all type of biatches and 304s about something that had nothing to do with her. So that's my thing when it comes to Marsau. See, Marsau thinks he's smarter than anybody. And I told you guys this before, and I really believe this. I think it was Marsau's suggestion that, hey, we're going to go out here and embarrass the fans. We're going to go out here and call them crazy. Crazy is your brother. Your brother. Crazy is the actions of Wanda. We're not going to act like we don't know what's really going on. And then deplorable is this. Your brother driving under the influence. That is deplorable. So Marsau said earlier in this episode how God watch out for him. And guess what? God watch out for Mel too. Because he throw all type of stuff right back in y'all face. Right back in y'all face. In current time, present day, Maurice driving under the influence. Wanda calling the girl. This is before the episode aired. Episode aired on Saturday. Friday, Wanda was calling her all type of B's and 304s. So Marsau, that's God. That's God saying, you know what? I'm going to prove her point right here. And look, I said last week, I don't even understand how the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff brother got married. How is that appealing to someone to say, yes, I will marry you? But I see you on social media. I see you have pictures of that lady's boobs and her behind, and you talking about the mama, and you're mad that the mama wouldn't claim you, and you harassing them and talking about the daddy. But yes, you're a catch. You're a catch. So yeah, Marsau, go ahead on. I'm sure more will come out as far as this narrative that they trying to paint. And look, I heard there's a T squad. I seen a couple T-shirts. And I feel like, you all supporters should be just as loud if what you're saying is the truth. It's not, in my opinion. But that's it, child. We also gonna see Sunny and Destiny showdown next week. Destiny called Sunny a sad chick. Sunny say, biatch. I ain't no sad chick. Now, if that was somebody else, Destiny probably would have been ready to fight. All I saw at that time, I can't call it because I didn't see the full scene, but she just said, I ain't no beat. Then she did tell Stormy that I was still with him in July and August. I can't keep up with the dates. And then we will have Stormy's event next week. So that's my live recap. I'm going to read some of you all's comments. You guys have been cutting up. But Bonnie, I said I would read your comment. You said, I would never understand why some people expect others to speak up about comments on social media from strangers at that. Need thicker skin or respond yourself. I don't get it. I don't get it either. Yeah, start dropping down. You guys are watching. Drop down. Brittany Janae, thank you, Brittany. You said Trisha and her lion jaw got on my nerves. Not the lion lockjaw. I will say this, and maybe we'll discuss tonight when I come back. When I come back tonight, it'll probably be late for some of you guys. It'll probably be 8 Central, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. But I got some hot topics I want to discuss. But it's a lot of comments going on when it comes to Trish, based off of her interview with Dustin and based off of Carlos' line talking about that meme, child. Somebody said that variety information started from a meme. Shout out to Somali for sending me that. Child, Carlos coming out here just giving up information that's not true. We already knew because we couldn't find a Variety article, but it started from a meme. But anyway, there are comments about Trish and nobody is buying it. Nobody buying it. Carlos tried to act like these new people and these new conversations, and no ma'am, no sir, nobody. Nobody wants it. And that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Hey, Relly. Hey, Simone. Simone, you got me in trouble too at the Let Loose Lounge. I will be at Debbie's at 5:30 Central. Chat. I need it because I was tipsy. A lot of us was. But yeah, it's not giving what it's supposed to give, Carlos. And stop playing in folks' face. But thank you, Brittany Janae, for the super chat. And Kim Dawson, welcome to the Cutie Crew. Hope you will join us this Wednesday. We may do something tomorrow afternoon, a quick pop in, or maybe it'll just be content. I'm trying, you guys. I got this platform, I got Patreon, I got my backup channel, and I promise you, I got so much material, but I just don't have the time. But I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna put myself on a strict schedule. But Kim, welcome again to the Cutie Crew. It is a sisterhood. We got a couple brothers over there, and we get down and deep over there. So thank you for joining me, joining the Cutie Crew, excuse me. And Brittany Janae, thank you as well. Let me properly thank you.
I'm gonna understand for you. Tell them to bring me my money.
All right. Thank you again, Brittany Janae. You guys know I love to say Brittany Janae's name. I love to say Veronica Monroe. I love to say everybody's name. I try to put my little twist on it. But this is it for me, guys. This is my power hour. Peggy, you said Trisha did an interview with Dustin and it was so boring. Child, I tried to watch that after the Let Loose Lounge. And yeah, it was, oh my goodness. I learned a little bit about her. She says she's an engineer and all of that, but it wasn't given. And I'm sorry, Carlos, bring back Tiffany and Big Lou. You could take away 4 people. 5. You could take away Trisha, Ken, Destiny, Sonny, and Moses. Take them back. Take us back. And child 6, Martell. Please don't let me. Give us the core 5 and bring back Tiffany and Big Lou. Because this not doing it. And you can't lie with the memes. People going to look it up. But I'm out of here, guys. This was a wonderful, quick pop in. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to you guys that are watching from the bushes. Please make sure to hit the like button on your way out. Shout out to my cutie mods. A shout out to the Cutie Crew. I thank you guys for joining me. As I mentioned, if you did not hit the like button, please go ahead. And Aunt Debbie, I'm gonna play this real quick. Because yeah, I had to play this. One sis reached out to me today.
Hey, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. About none of that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
I just had to play it. Cutie Crew, you guys have my promise. You guys know the discussion. And yeah, get froggy. Oh, let me stop. I gotta go. My hour is up. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for your support. Please make sure you are subscribed to all of your content creators. YouTube is unsubscribing, folks. So make sure you subscribe. Click the notification bell. Click the like on your way out the door. And I'll see you guys late tonight. Bye.
Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with QT. Chit-chat with Cuties. Chit-chat, chit-chat, chit-chat with Cuties.